If you've been trying, really trying, and it still isn't working, and some quiet part of you is starting to believe that maybe you're just not one of the people it happens for, watch this before you decide anything. Because there's a hidden mechanism inside that exact feeling, the one telling you to stop, and almost no one has ever told the truth about it. Get it wrong, and you'll quit at the worst possible moment and call it wisdom. Start with the lie. Never give up, and you'll make it. It isn't true. For every person who pushed through and won, there are thousands who pushed through just as hard and still lost. Persistence guarantees nothing. Anyone who tells you just keep going and you'll succeed is showing you the winners and quietly hiding the graveyard behind them. So let's drop the fantasy, because the truth is actually more useful than the lie. Here's the hard part. Success is an exception. It's rare, it's partly luck, and it's almost always powered by something closer to obsession than motivation. The people who make it usually couldn't stop even if they tried. That's not inspiring. It's just accurate. So if you're sitting around waiting to feel motivated, you've misread the whole game. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings leave. The real question is what you do after it's gone. Now, the one thing you actually control. Most people don't quit after calmly deciding something won't work. They quit at a specific moment, the hardest one, right when it feels pointless, right before anything could have turned. Almost every hard thing has a dip built into it. It gets worse before it gets better, and that valley is exactly where the crowd walks away. So the feeling that says, "This is hopeless, stop," usually isn't information that you failed. It's just the shape of the hard part, and it feels identical to a dead end. But there's a trap on the other side too. Persisting is not doing the same thing over and over and praying. That's not grit. That's just stuck. The ones who break through persist while adapting. Every failure edits the next attempt. James Dyson built 5,126 failed prototypes of his vacuum. Not the same one 5,000 times. 5,000 experiments, each one a little less wrong than the last. The 5,127th made him a billionaire. That's the real formula. Persistence plus correction. Neither one works alone. And the line between quitting and everything is thinner than you think. Stephen King threw the manuscript of his first novel, Carrie, in the trash. Done, humiliated, finished. His wife pulled it back out of the garbage. That book launched one of the biggest careers in the history of publishing. J.K. Rowling was rejected by a dozen publishers before one said yes. Brian Acton was turned down for a job at Facebook, and years later sold them WhatsApp for $19 billion. Not one of them was guaranteed. Each was a single small decision away from never happening at all. So here's what's actually true. Persistence won't promise you the win. Nothing can. But quitting at the dip removes the only chance you ever had. The exceptions aren't the most talented people in the room. They're the ones still standing when it got quiet, still correcting, still obsessed enough to show up after the feeling left the building. That voice telling you to stop right now, it isn't proof that you should. It's the exact filter that removes almost everyone else from the race. You might not make it. That's the honest version. But the you that quits today definitely won't, and you'll never find out how close the turn was. So before you walk away, ask yourself one question. Are you quitting because you've truly hit a wall, or because you've hit the dip? Because those two feel exactly the same in the moment, and almost nobody can tell them apart. Now you can.